Hi, this is King Ariel, here to discuss the meaning of what does it mean, the Messiah at the gate of Rome. It's a popular concept that some people in Judaism and Christianity are intrigued by. No one really knows what it means, but me being the king and the Messiah, as is proven in other tutorials on YouTube, with inconclusive evidence, I can tell you from my own experience what it means. The term first appears in, or really only appears in the Babylonian Talmud Sanhedrin, page 98a, when Yeshua ben Levi is asking Elijah, where he can go talk to the Messiah. He says, go to heaven, the Garden of Eden, and ask himself when you're going to come, okay? And when asked Elijah where the Messiah is sitting, it says that he's sitting Apitcha de Karta. That's translated, that's Aramaic. The Messiah is sitting at the opening of the market, or the opening of the city, the gate of the city, which, if you look at the Ariel commentaries there on this volume of the Talmud, he says that there's a place in Rome, which is where the Messiah's soul sits, and, other commentaries with the Marshal talk about, Messiah's soul's in the Garden of Eden, and will come down to earth when the person fitting Messiah will be ready. So, me being the Messiah, I have insight into what this is, and I wonder what this meant for many years, because the commentators really don't understand it, not even the Gaon of Vilna. The gate of a city in ancient times, is when the Talmud was written, was where the judges sat. That's where justice and court cases were adjudicated. And I noticed that mostly through the Tanakh, the Bible, the prophets, like Isaiah, 42:1, it talks about the Messiah bringing justice to the world and advocating justice, which is according to the Torah, not according to American or Russia or Chinese or Sharia law, but according to the Torah laws. Meticulously and accurately and correctly, in God's name, humbly according to God's rules and laws, which means you got to know the Talmud, okay? All 2,700 pages of very well, so I've learned it already. So the Messiah sitting at the gate of the city means that he sits in the courts. He's involved with the courts and the justice processes in the capital city of the world, which today is New York. In 1991, I started advocating cause of justice, not for myself, but for other people. I took upon myself to fight injustice everywhere I saw it. I was living in New Jersey, in 571 Art Lane in Richfield, New Jersey. I fought child molesters, child abusers, mafia. When I saw the Holocaust going in Yugoslavia, I took upon myself to stop it. I made a petition that was backed by the United States government to make, NATO airstrikes and war crimes trials, was eventually backed. I saw dolphins being killed, but tuna fishing, I started a boycott against tuna that killed dolphins. So that's how that came, dolphins saved tuna. By 1992-93, I saw I had power. I had power to stop evil things that will affect change. So I decided to take on the mafia and the corruption of the U.S. government, which is known as Edom, the fourth beast, Daniel chapter 11, the king of the north. I got myself into trouble, because when you take on the system, you can't fight City Hall. The Talmud, Babylonian Talmud, says that when the system is corrupt, only a fully righteous person can win against them. I wasn't fully righteous. I was a beginning Baal Tshuva, coming back to the Torah commandments. I was righteous, and I believed that God, I had great faith and munah that God would save me from my fight against the mafia. And unfortunately, I had to, at one point, I was so surrounded by mafia hitmen, they have to resort to something which they never want to do, which is killing people. And I prayed to God, as we know from Isaiah 11, the Messiah slays the wicked with the breath of his lips, and I slayed them with the breath of my lips. Many people in the mafia were killed. The May 5th, 1995 massacre on the bus was the most infamous of the massacres against the mafia, which escalated to blowing up the World Trade Center buildings. That was all part of my doing and my instructions within the deep state, and where the P powers would be, including mafia, deep state, etc., senators. The court system, which you look at my YouTube on Amalek, is run by Amalek. The city, New York, is an Amalekite stronghold, Although the values of Amalekite values homosexual society, injustice in the court, anti-Semitism, throwing off the yoke of heaven and Torah. This city is now slated by the deep state, and powers will be to be destroyed with my blessing. So basically, what it means that a Messiah in the gate of Rome means Messiah advocating justice in the court systems of the city of Edom, which at that time was Rome. The court system, as the prophets show, the law will come forth from Jerusalem, is now being changed over to my court, which will be in Jerusalem. The law will go forth from Jerusalem, will be pure, clean Torah law, God's laws, which will be upheld by God and us righteous judges. I have judges already. And I'll be also, sitting in the gate of the city then, but the city now, the Talmud says either only Rome or Jerusalem can rule the world. It's either Esau or Jacob rules the world, either Rome or Jerusalem. The Roman power, Edom, which is the capital city of Edom, New York, is being destroyed now. The power is going to switch back to Jerusalem, like in ancient times under the King Messiah. The law, the Torah law, will go forth from there. But that's basically what it means, Messiah sitting in the gates of Rome. Also, the Ramchal brings down the Midrash, Isaiah 53. The Messiahs are imprisoned by the courts of Rome. I was in prison for many years, mental hospitals. Messiah, son of Joseph, is now imprisoned as well. That's also sitting in the gates of Rome, but as a prisoner, as a victim of their corruption and injustice. Okay, so whether I was fighting for justice or for myself or others, or a victim of injustice, or trying to curb the injustice going to the courts, that's what the Messiah sitting in the gates of Rome means, advocating justice in the courts. Okay, of the powers that be. Okay, well, God bless. May we all merit full repentance and return to God, and be humble and serve Him happily and obediently. Well, King Ariel signing out.